Today on Getting Real with the Housewives, Dorit Kemsley slams Dana Wilkie after she shares Mauricio affair theory. Plus, Melissa Gorga addresses rumors she's quitting Real Housewives of New Jersey, while Teresa breaks her silence on Melissa and Joe skipping her wedding. Plus, Sarah Almadani teases what's in store for the Dubai reunion as we get our first looks at the ladies.
What I was worried about, the capability of some of these girls to lie. And make up stuff and defend it, and they're very hostile and aggressive.
We've got that plus so much more on today's Getting Real with the Housewives. Hey guys, Christina Garibaldi here, and welcome to Getting Real with the Housewives. I am joined by our friend Jamin Jamming. Jamin, I am so excited to chat with you today all about Housewives.
I am so excited. Can you believe we are going to the last two episodes of Dubai Housewives?
It's insane. When the teaser came up and said next week is the finale, I was like, really? We're there already? And
I am so sad.
I'm so sad, but I'm so excited to talk to you about that Beverly Hills episode. Wow. Oh my God. So much to break down, so much to get to. And of course we have a lot of news to get to. But before we get into all that, I want to highlight some of the comments that we got from last week's show. Jenny Lovelight says, Team Joe and Melissa G, I would love to hear a psychiatrist's take on Teresa's weird obsession with her brother. A lot of people were Team Joe and Melissa in the comments. What about you? Are you Team Joe and Melissa, or are you Team Teresa on this one?
I am 100% Team Teresa on this one because I know that to some extent, I believe the family drama is real, but at the same time, I think Joe and Melissa hit jackpot with this one, with all the cheating scandal, with all the rumors about not attending the wedding, or they did. This will land them 4 more seasons, minimum.
Yeah.
4 more seasons. They were talking about it till, the 2 more presidential elections.
Yeah, no, I think you are right. I definitely think that this lends them to a few more seasons, because I felt like a little bit last season we were kind of running out of storyline, and now we got a whole new thing to talk about. But Jamie says Cherie Zampino is a disappointment. I thought she was Garcelle's friend, but she seems to cozy up to Erica in particular. I'm wondering what the agenda is. Garcelle does not do cleanup. What do you think about Cherie this season? I liked her. A lot of people in the comments too felt like she's a bit of a disappointment and kind of a letdown this season.
I think Cherie, first season on the Housewives, you don't know what to do, right? It's your first day of the job. You have seen the show before, but when you are actually doing it, it's a totally different scenario. I think she needs another season to prove herself, much like Sutton. When Sutton first came out, were you excited?
Not particularly, no.
Right. She's like, okay, who is she? Like, is she an actress? Is she Lisa Rinna? Is she like Eileen Davidson? No, nobody knows what Sutton was about. But then she had an okay first season, but second season, Sutton brought it.
Yes.
Brought it. So give Cherie another season. I believe she will bring it. If she doesn't bring it, go away.
So true. So true. Got to give her a chance. All right. Well, let's get into the news of the week and kick it off with Teresa, because she doesn't really seem to care that Melissa and Joe skipped her wedding. She said on her podcast, I found out a few days before my wedding that they weren't coming. I'm totally fine with it. You'll see it play out on TV. The way that everything played out with my wedding, everything that happened is the way it was supposed to be. I'm all about that. I'm all about good energy. And whoever wanted to be at my wedding was there. She couldn't really say why they weren't there. She said, you'll see it the way it plays out on TV, so I can't really say much on that. I mean, Joe and Melissa on their podcast kind of alluded to the fact that it was about these rumors about Melissa having an affair and cheating on Joe, and Teresa kind of getting involved in that. We're not going to know exactly what happens until the show comes out, but this doesn't seem to faze Teresa one bit.
Well, first of all, when you have a hair like that at the wedding, I think that's everything you can think about. Is it gonna fall apart? Did you know how many bobby pins that she had? I think
it was 1,500. Yeah,
that's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's a lot of bobby pins in your head, and your head must be clipped so tight that you can barely think. And at the same time, Teresa doesn't give an F. When it comes to Melissa Gorga and Joe Gorga, she's always been that way. So I think Teresa is happy that they were not there, so all the attention will be about Teresa. I do believe that there is a lot of family drama. So, but that is an epic wedding. don't you think?
Epic wedding. And it seems like an epic honeymoon too. She's enjoying herself in Greece. She and Louis are frolicking on the beach together, showing off a lot of PDA. So she does not seem to be bothered by these headlines and what is going on.
Chanel Ayang was there, and I contributed to her being there because the first time I met Chanel Ayang was at a restaurant in New York City. And I know Jennifer Aiden very well, so we FaceTime together, and they became instant BFF.
I love that.
Jennifer and Chanel Ayang. So I think they talked more, and Chanel Ayang was getting herself to Jersey, and she was at Teresa Giudice's wedding.
She was a last minute ad. I know. I think Chanel said that like it was such a last minute addition that she didn't even have glam. She didn't have an outfit to wear. I mean, Chanel always looks amazing. So she can show up in a garbage bag and she'd look great. But yeah, so you made it happen. I love that. That's so great.
I made it happen. And I hope to see her on New Jersey Housewives more.
I hope so. I hope so.
They have a genuine relationship. Yeah.
I love it. Well, a little bit more Jersey because Melissa addressed the fact that she is not leaving the Real Housewives of New Jersey after she put their podcast out. A lot of people were like, oh, are you stepping back? Are you not? Well, she took to Instagram and wrote, people are taking pieces from my podcast and assuming I'm leaving the show. This is how rumors get started. I never said I was leaving the show. I was just clarifying how we felt after a difficult weekend. We have no plans on leaving. I think this kind of piggybacks off of what you said before. They have now a wealth of material to work with, and I don't think that they're going to be leaving anytime soon.
Well, I don't think nothing will get Melissa Gorga off of Jersey Housewives. Like, you literally have to have FBI knocking on her door, open the door, drag her out, say, Melissa, time's up. You have to leave New Jersey Housewives. And Melissa will kneel down and go, Joey, let's stay on for one more season. No one loves New Jersey Housewives more than Melissa Gorga. I think she loves it so much to an extent that nothing will get her away.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. And we are here for the drama. We are definitely here for it. All right. Well, speaking of drama, it's been years since Dana Wilkie was featured on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills with her $25,000 sunglasses. But the former friend is inserting herself into the mix, sharing a fan theory that Dorit is having an affair with Kyle Richards' husband, Mauricio. She wrote alongside an affair to remember a movie poster photoshopped to feature Dorit and Mauricio's faces, saying the fans can't stop talking about this. Thoughts? Well, Dorit was not having it. She clapped back writing, is something wrong with you, woman? Or are you just so miserable in your life you have nothing better to do? You're definitely one of the thirstiest people I've ever seen. I guess it's just as simple as that. Kyle and Mo are friends and my kids call them uncle and auntie. Do you think this is okay for my kids to see when it's a disgusting lie? If this is the only way you can make a buck, then so be it, but at least have some decency and stop trying to peddle false narratives, especially when you know there is zero truth behind it and your whole motive is just to hurt people for no reason. She added that it's sad, pathetic, and bound to bite you in the ass. Dana wrote back saying people don't read posts apparently. However, that said, obviously it struck a nerve. Do you think Dorit was overreacting a little bit? Do you think that this did strike a nerve with her?
Well, I don't think Dorit was overreacting. Maybe she was securing her next season, because everyone's talking about Dorit is not performing this season. I think PK performed a little bit more than Dorit this season. Like I was enjoying PK's performance more than Dorit's, and PK doesn't put on a $1,500 glam and a Versace dress. So I really am not sure what Dorit's future is on RHOBH. And if you know, RHOBH, all their bosses are gone. The OG producers, have you heard about that? The Alex Baskin, the Douglas Ross, they are gone. So it's a whole new takeover. And I don't know what the show is going to be about in the near future. Because before, people have been saying, here's the thing. Those Evolution producers have been working with the Housewives, Beverly Hills Housewives, for 15 years. When you work with someone for 15 years, either you love and hate them, love to hate them, you have to have some level of relationship and respect, right? So a lot of fans' theory has been, Kyle and the Fox 5 get a better edit. But this season, as you see, does Kyle get a good edit? No, she looks like a villain. Yeah. And I think that's the thing. You will see more different edits coming up, and maybe Dorit will be a friend of next season. I think it's very possible.
I think so too. I think there were rumors about that prior to this season too. And then everything that happened with the break-in and things like that. And, I would hate to say like the break-in secured her spot as a diamond holder. I hate to say that, but, she had a storyline and, people wanted to follow and see how she was doing. But I agree with you. I want to talk more about that Fox 5 when we recap the episode. So let's table that for a second because I want to get to these Dubai reunion looks. What were your thoughts? I mean, I feel like the ladies really brought it.
They really brought it. I would say this is one of the best reunion looks ever in Housewives history, especially Caroline Brooks, the crown.
Oh my God, crazy!
Yes. And she was going through a Game of Thrones Comic-Con probably, or Dubai Housewives reunion. You can go to either. Chanel Ayam brought it.
Yes.
Nina, so gorgeous inside out. And Caroline Stanbury, I would say she liked to throw a curveball. I like the curveball. I'm more interested in what Sergio is wearing.
Yes.
Believe it or not, Sergio is one of my favorite housewives on Dubai Housewives.
I agree. I love seeing Sergio. And yes, all these ladies brought it. They looked absolutely gorgeous. I'm excited for this reunion. And in our Real Talk, we recently caught up with Sarah Almadani about the reunion, what she's most looking forward to, and how her relationship with Chanel and Lisa kind of changed over the season, and it does not seem like they are on good terms. Take a look. What was your relationship like with Lisa and Ayan before the show, and what's your relationship like with the two of them now?
I mean, with Lisa and for Ayan, I was like a shoulder for her to cry on. I was a person she called for advice. I was a person she called for business advice, for life advice. I've done so much for Ayan. Like I was always by her side and I got her back. So I felt like we were building a friendship. And Lisa, Lisa's just with Ayan. Like for me and Lisa, our energies don't match, which is okay. You don't have to be best friends with everyone you meet. It's not normal. Some people are not just on the same energy as you, which is okay. But so I didn't have any expectations from Lisa. I did from Ayan. And then when I watched the show, I was like, hold on. That's insane. I'm not preachy. You call me, you have a demand and I supply you. Why don't I advise Nina or Lisa on the shows? Because they never came up to me for advice. You did. Brooks did. So I was shocked. And especially what shocked me the most is the part where I told her when we were sitting in the hotel room, I told her it's never too late to be like me. And she went on the press and the news and she's like, I can't believe Sarah's so full of herself. I'm like, hold on, Ayan. You attended my speeches throughout the whole day and you came up to me and I was busy between speeches and you told me you love the way I speak and you wish you could be like me one day, but it's too late. But I didn't have time to respond back then. So when I went upstairs to the room, I was addressing that. I was like, it's never too late to be like me. Tell yourself something and you'll be it. But for her to take that story and to like victimize herself, I mean, we've all been through traumas in life, but that's not an excuse for us to treat people in any bad way or behave in any certain way, because maturity is figuring out what your issues are and solving them and helping yourself. It's not treating people badly and saying, hey, I've been traumatized, you know?
Has she apologized for anything that she has said in the confessionals or doing anything like that? And do you expect that from her?
I mean, she did briefly. Like, I didn't mean it. I don't remember saying it, but I mean, it's fine. It's okay. I don't care, you know? No, I mean, it just, you know, people reveal themselves, you know, and sometimes you realize, okay, you know, I've crossed a river while you wouldn't even cross a puddle for me. So I've done too much for you. And this is what I get in the end.
Will we see the fallout of this friendship kind of play out the rest of the season?
I mean, you will see so many ups and downs. You will see the reunion. You will see so many things. But in the end, like what I will tell you, like as a general advice for everyone out there, it's sometimes you can coexist with someone. It doesn't mean you have to be best friends with them or like accept them. or accept their behavior. I'm not a yes friend. I'm a friend that's always going to uplift you, always going to tell you the truth. So, and if you don't like that, I'm not going to water myself down so you can like me.
What was it like filming your first reunion? What was your mindset going into it? And what was your mindset going out of it?
I mean, I was not nervous because I had nothing to hide. I've never said anything about anyone behind their back. There's no receipts or anything whatsoever. But it was just like what I was worried about, the capability of some of these girls to lie and make up stuff and defend it. And they're very hostile and aggressive. And my behavior, like I'm very zen, I'm meditating under a tree or something. I probably meditate now. But it was like a crazy experience, but I loved it. It was a good opportunity to address things, to be honest about things, and to see how people react and own their mistakes. And I love it how some of the women, and they're my friends, they own their mistakes. But then you have two of them that will never own their mistakes.
Yes.
So you see a lot of that. Yeah.
All right. I'm ready for this reunion, but I'm ready to recap these episodes. Let's start with Dubai. This was a really heavy episode, especially the end of this episode with Chanel going through the hypnosis and the therapy, opening up about her past and the trauma that she experienced as a child. It literally brought tears to my eyes. Like, this was disgusting and heavy and awful.
I think what happened with this episode is, I think in the beginning it's been so good, right? The drama between Chanel Ayan and Caroline Stanbury, I feel like in the beginning I wasn't enjoying it, but now I categorize it as a good feud, because it's an evil punching field, like Vicky Gamosen and Dorinda, like Giselle and Karen Huger, right? It's an even playing field. So I enjoyed that feud. I wanted to keep playing, and I love the trip they took in Dubai. And that house is gorgeous. And it's very culture infused. You don't see that entertainment anywhere else. And in the end, I have to say it's very heavy, and I feel for Chanel Ayan, and I think this will open her up to more fans to see a different side of her. It's not just glamorous fashion and a camel coming out of nowhere. She's a real human being. She has a lot of history, and more history to be explored in season 2 and 3 and 4, hopefully.
Definitely. I think so too. Yeah, no, she's really emerged as like the star of this season. I think a lot of people going into it were going to be like, oh, we're going to all talk about Caroline Stanbury, which we have, but I think Chanel really has emerged as the star of this Housewives franchise. And I'm here for it. I'm here for the fashion. I'm here for the drama. But yeah, no.
As of now, how many seasons do you think Dubai Housewives will get?
I don't know. I feel like we have to give it another season to, really immerse ourselves in these women's lives and get to know them a little bit more. I mean, I think if it picks up after next season, at least three.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope they really bring it. I hope they really keep bringing it.
Definitely. All right. Well, speaking of ladies that are bringing it, we have to talk about Garcelle and Sutton, because they are literally carrying the season on their backs. And this was the moment from the trailer that I know so many fans were waiting for Garcelle to tell Erica that you make yourself look bad. It lived up to the hype. I mean, jaws were on the floor, not only for fans, but for the ladies in attendance. What did you make of this? And do you think that, like you said before, it's all about this Fox 5, but it seems like the cracks are starting to kind of emerge between that.
I mean, I cannot believe we are finally seeing the cracks. Before, at one point, I was like, are the cracks coming?
Right.
Are the Fox 5 finally going to fall apart? And this is it. This is the moment. And I think, Garcelle's, you made yourself look back pretty well. It's one of those iconic Housewives moments. It's so funny, yet so authentic, right? Kind of like Dorinda's "make it nice," kind of like a lot of other Housewives moments. And Garcelle has really secured herself as a housewife icon. Being a housewife icon is totally different from being a Hollywood icon.
Yes.
You have to have those crazy, genuine moments, and this is it. So I'm so happy to see this moment finally happening. But, I am an Erika Jayne stan. I want her to come back for more seasons and more seasons so we can see the shit show happening.
Yeah, but do you agree with Sutton that Erika is the liability to the friend group? Do you agree?
I don't. Okay, this part I do not agree with Sutton. She is a liability in the real world, but on the show, she is a huge draw. Can you believe it? Can you believe without Erica Jane, what will we be watching? Yeah. Are we gonna watch like Kyle dissing Sutton's Hermes back? Is that entertaining? Absolutely not. So, if I were Sutton, if I were Garcelle, I would send Erica Jane a huge gift. Thank you for being the crazy ass villain. Like I would write, that's what I would do. Be grateful for your villains because without them, you're the villain.
Right. I mean, so where do you think Beverly Hills goes from here? A lot of people are saying that they are done watching Lisa Rinna. They don't want her back on the show anymore. Same with Kyle. I mean, can you imagine a Housewives without the Lisa Rinna, without Kyle Richards? It would be hard to picture that.
I cannot imagine. By the way, what was your first impression when Lisa Rinna first come on Housewives, which was 7 years ago?
7. Oh my God! I mean,
I'm sorry, 9 years ago.
Like this. I mean, she was, this big soap opera actress. I mean, it seemed like wow, you really got a huge. I mean, they're all stars in their own right, but you got a big Hollywood star to kind of open up her life in a way that.
Well, that's a stretch.
I mean, then a more recognizable name, I guess you could say, like a recognizable Hollywood name. And I was excited for her. I still am.
And did you enjoy her first season?
I enjoyed it. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like but I enjoy watching her. I mean, she knows her role. She knows the part that she has to play in this. And even, Sutton said it, this season, if, she has an audience and she plays up to that audience, Lisa knows exactly what she's doing. She knows what makes good TV, and that's what she's there to do.
Yes. When Lisa Rinna first joined, I was okay because I've never am the kind of person who likes an actress. I don't like an actress on the show.
Right.
And if you are not 100% yourself, I do not like watching you. Mm-hmm. But at this moment, I think Lisa Rinna has entered a very interesting Housewives universe place. It's almost like Lisa Rinna is housewifing herself. Mm-hmm. She thinks she thinks she knows what she's doing, but she does not really. Yeah. So I am interested to see. I want her to stay on for one more season. Yeah. I want to see how crazy it goes. And the Kyle Richard and the Kyle Richard leaving thing is just rumors. I mean, where is Kyle gonna go? Kyle is Beverly Hills Housewife.
No, she is Beverly Hills. I totally agree with you. Kyle is Beverly Hills. I just feel like Kyle and Lisa, like I said before, they know how to make good television. So I feel like sometimes they are producing the show in the moment.
100%.
Like Kyle,
I think there's a relationship between Kyle and Garcelle coming together, and that's a fun dynamic. What do you think about the dynamic between Kyle and Garcelle?
Well, that can get interesting because, Kyle is also good friends with Erica, and Erica and Garcelle are going to have this feud going forward. It seems like the seeds are planted. So it will be interesting to see if Garcelle can kind of weave her way into that Fox 5 and if she'd be able to do so. I don't think so. I mean, she kind of made it seem like, you guys always tell us that, you all have each other's back, but you don't have mine and you don't have Sutton. So I don't know. I'm very interested with this season. The Aspen trip is finally coming. We have been talking about this for months. I feel like they're almost kind of teeing Kathy Hilton up for what is about to happen to her, though, because, she says, we got to be careful in this day and age, because if you say something wrong, you're going to get canceled. Her going back and forth about the toothless and the homeless, which admittedly, I did laugh because she was just funny in the moment. But I do feel like they are teeing her up for something that she is saying in a hot mic moment.
What do you think about Kathy Hilton as a person? First, she came on as a funny, kooky, your crazy aunt, but then more of her sides start showing. I think that's just how Kathy is. I don't think she has bad intention. If you have watched Paris in Love, which is a show that Kathy executive produced, but in it, there are some moments that she didn't look so nice, and I really have to give it to Kathy, because you have to be so show business savvy and an authentic person to know that, as an executive producer, that I have to let myself have my authentic, awful, crazy moments show as well.
Yeah.
So, I don't think the bad moments will break her. I am someone who enjoy bad moments on TV. So I just cannot wait to see the Aspen trip. Let's just all go there, please.
Oh my God,
Come
I
on.
cannot
Please,
wait.
all at once. Pull an HBO Max. Just go for it.
Ready for it. Well, speaking of trips, the girls in Atlanta are still in Jamaica. The drama is ensuing between Kenya and Sonia, Marlo and Candy. Are you enjoying the season of Atlanta?
I love it so much, and I read Reddit online. Are you a Reddit user or no?
Not really, no.
Are you a Twitter user?
Yes.
Okay, you're a Twitter, but do you read Instagram comments?
I do, yes.
Let me ask you a question. Instagram comments, the words are so small. Like, you just enlarge it, or?
I guess I just read it. I mean, I kind of go through get sucked into the black hole and I'm just reading what everybody says. But yeah, it seems like a lot of people are not happy with Marlo this season. They're a lot of people were saying, give back the peach.
I think fans are so crazy. You want Marlo, and when Marlo really performs and really deliver, you guys don't like it, get out. I think this is one of the most interesting dynamic of the ladies this has been one of the most interesting seasons ever, because if you think about it from a theatrical standpoint, everyone is at an even playing field. Like Tupac and Biggie, Mariah Carey and J-Lo, everyone's punching the same. Candy coming for Marlo, both are veterans, right? And Kenya coming for Marlo, both are veterans.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name? Sonia and Giudice, both are newbies. So I love that kind of fight. It's not a punch up or a punch down. It's an even punch.
I like that.
So I want the same cast to stay for one more season, and I think this will really bring in a different level of dynamic, because this is Sonia's first season. Maybe she doesn't know what she's doing, but the second season, who knows what kind of Sonia we're gonna get.
Yeah, and it's about to get, I think it's about to get real interesting too. It's been a great season so far. But like you said, I think that this group of ladies needs one more season to really gel, and then
kind of like New Jersey, right? When they first brought in Margaret Josephs and Jennifer Aiden, when they first brought in Jackie and Jennifer Aiden on the second season after Margaret, a lot of people didn't know. Like, who are these people? Is their last name Giudice or Gorgas? But they really brought it. The first season, and the second season, they really blossom.
Yes. All right. Well, Jamin, thank you for running down all things Housewives with me as always. It is always so much fun. And speaking of fun, I know that you have a big party that you are throwing soon, right?
I'm having a huge party because you know what? I know so many housewives. I've been working with them for so long. Everyone's asking me, can we hang out? Can we go grab a drink with Dorinda, with Luette? Well, maybe not Luette, because she's sober now. And so I am throwing a huge party on August 28th in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, New York City, Coda Hotel. Creatures of All Kind, that's the party name, and it's gonna be in Williamsburg. An Upper East Side lady, Dorinda Medley, in Brooklyn, drinking her Bluestone Manor bourbon. You do not want to miss it.
Do not want to
miss it. Fans can come, take photos with Dorinda, make it nice, and some of my friends will make it, will make it there as well. I talked to my friend Riley Burris from Atlanta, who lives in New York right now. She's coming. Some of my summer house friends are coming. So it's gonna be a mini BravoCon.
I love that. So August 28th, if you're in the area, mark your calendars and make sure you're heading over to Williamsburg. Well, Jamin, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. And if you want to listen to our full interview with Sarah Almadani, make sure you listen to our Getting Real with the Housewives podcast. Keep commenting, keep subscribing, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye. For more news, content, and exclusive interviews, make sure to hit the sub, like, and bell button down below and visit usmagazine.com.